Tonight we report on a fatal collision Sunday night near Mattawa, and Grant County Fire District 3 begins a plan to meet growing demands for services. What's happening in sports, Bob?
Thanks, Alan. Afraid of baseball sneaks in the playoff door, and Big Ben splits a doubleheader with Yakima Valley. Here's a glance at our Weather Center forecast.
Good to be with you, everybody. A strong cold front promising to push through our region overnight tonight. Promising changes in the forecast. All the details in a bit.
I'm Alan Troop, and we have all this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
Two people died and 7 people were injured in a collision near Mattawa on Sunday night. Roman Rodriguez, a 42-year-old Mattawa man, was driving a 2011 Hyundai Elantra north on Road R Southwest when he reportedly failed to stop at the stop sign at the intersection with Road 24 Southwest at about 10 p.m. on Sunday. The Hyundai collided with a Honda Civic traveling west on Road 24. According to the Grant County Sheriff's Office, the Hyundai rolled sideways into a vineyard. Passengers Maria Gonzalez Hernandez, a 29-year-old Mattawa resident, and Juan Gonzalez, a 65-year-old Mattawa resident, died at the scene. Rodriguez suffered a concussion, broken ribs, and internal injuries. He was transported to Yakima Memorial Hospital and is listed in stable condition. Civic driver Emiliano Bravo, the 45-year-old driver, suffered chest injuries. The Mattawa man was transported to Cadillac Medical Center and is listed in stable condition. 3 adults, an 8-year-old boy and a 4-year-old boy, also suffered injuries. The Grant County Sheriff's Office reported the collision was allegedly caused by Rodriguez not stopping at the stop sign. Graffiti continues to be a problem in the Larson community, but residents used this weekend as a chance to clean up the neighborhood. Reporter Cameron Probert has the story.
A group of volunteers cleaned graffiti from buildings and fences across Larson Saturday morning. The Light of Larson Ministry, along with a Christian motorcycle group and other volunteers, gathered at 10 a.m. to pick up paintbrushes and paint to cover up various markings left by gang members. Art Brown, with the Light of Larson, said the community has a real problem with gang-related graffiti.
The problem areas is actually throughout the whole Larson community, but the main areas are right along Patton, at the airport, Mini Mart, at the local houses behind the water tower. These are all visible areas for people driving by. Gangs know that they see it and say, this is our territory. Well, this is the Larson community's ownership here. This is our home.
Brown said people have a negative impression of Larson, and his organization wants to change how people see the community. He pointed out the Sheriff's Office noted a decrease in most crimes in Larson last year. The organization had 40 gallons of paint donated by several organizations and people, including Serve Moses Lake.
There is target areas that the houses are covered in graffiti. So I went out the last 2 weeks, looked at it, got permission from the private homeowners, got permission from the Sheriff's Department on some vacant houses, and so we're hitting those up.
He said the response from the community has been overwhelming. For iFIBER 1 News, this is Cameron Probert reporting.
Grant County Fire District 3 is working on a plan to meeting the growing demand for emergency services in the Quincy Valley. According to Chief Don Fortier, the district is beginning the process to update its strategic plan that was last updated in 2007. The plan provides an overview of fire district operations for the next 7 years, as well as capital needs such as equipment, apparatus, and facilities. Since 2007, the fire district finished construction on a fire station in George, replaced emergency apparatus, and trained personnel in hazardous materials response. The first step of the plan update is developing a work group of fire district personnel to gather data and information and a community advisory board begin meeting in September. And now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be back right after this.